Hi, it's Sarah here at the Soapery, and today I'm going to teach you how to make our best-selling products. Now, these are all completely unique products that you can't find anywhere else. We have our 4 Solid Moisturiser Bars. So we've got our most popular, which is the plain Solid Moisturiser. And to make that, all you need to do is go to the recipe page and download this recipe, and I'll show you how to make that. The next one is our second most popular, and that's our pink clay moisturiser. Now that's really, really good for skins that are combination, because the clay helps a little bit if you've got some extra oils in your skin. It helps to rebalance the oils, whereas the other one's amazing for really dry skin. And to make that one, you will need to download the pink clay moisturiser recipe. That's the one I will be making today with you, but they're all the same and I'll explain as I go along. And then our third most popular moisturiser is the clay-tinted moisturiser, the one that leaves a tiny bit of colour on your skin, just a very small layer underneath makeup or instead of makeup. And that recipe is available here at the clay-tinted moisturiser. I'll put the link in the video so you can see where all the different recipes live. And then last but not least, our vegan moisturiser. That's a slightly different recipe because it doesn't use beeswax, it uses almond wax, but it's the same idea. And that recipe looks like that. So those are the 4 things I'm going to teach you how to make today. And you're going to end up with your own skincare. You're going to end up with really, really lovely soft skin and the ability to give other people really, really lovely soft skin. None of these recipes are available anywhere else because they're completely unique to the Soapery. So this is quite exciting and scary, giving away my recipes. But off we go. Okay, let's start. So all you need to start with is a stove, a pan and a spoon. Any sort of heavy bottom pans work best because then you're not burning stuff. And if you have an induction hob, that's even better than a normal hob because it's less likely to burn at the bottom. What you don't want to use is a bain-marie or a slow cooker for this recipe because you could actually be here all day waiting for the beeswax to melt. If you've got the vegan recipe, that will melt a little bit easier in a bain-marie or a slow cooker, but you could still take you a long time. So I suggest an induction hob, they are the best, or any kind of electric hob really, and a low heat. So we're just going to pop this there. I'll put it on the heat in a minute. I'll just explain what's in it first. So we've got, because I'm making the pink clay recipe, I've chosen to use the white beeswax because then the clay colour can come through more, but with the yellow of the yellow beeswax, it can look a bit mucky. So we've gone with the white beeswax, and then we've got some other oils, and we've got babassu oil, which is the secret ingredient. Okay, so once you've weighed all those out, pop them on a really low heat. I'll go with that one for now. And while they're melting, we'll talk about moulds. So you can pretty much use any mould you like. It's your product, but things that we use and we like. For our regular sized moisturised bars, we use these mini muffin trays. You can get those from places that sell, I think Wilko do small ones, and Amazon obviously do that sort of thing. For the vegan moisturiser, the snowflake moisturiser, we use an actual snowflake one or a smaller version of that. You don't need anything quite that fancy. You can put it in a muffin tray or whatever. These clay-tinted moisturiser, we just use these readily available little square ones. You can get those on Amazon for pence. They're quite useful to have for all sorts of things, for baking as well. If you've got a hobbycraft nearby, they used to, I'm not sure if they still do, do these little Wilton molds, which are really good for smaller products. They do a square one, they do a pumpkin one, obviously in October. They've got various different shapes. They're really, really good. If you can get hold of a Wilton treat mold, they're called. They're really, really good for little products. You could just use an ice cube tray. They work fine if you're happy with a smaller product. But today we're going to be using heart molds. These are my favourite heart molds, but the ones we use for the pink clay moisturiser are these ones with the little dimples in at the bottom. I'm not sure why, but just do. So grab your moulds. You'll need, depending on the size, we're going to make about 10 per batch of these ones. It says on your recipe how many you'll make per batch. And now there's 8. What am I? Oh no, there's 10 here. So I'm doing a double batch, so I'll need 2 of these. 2 of these. And pop them on something less flimsy, like a baking tray or a chopping board. They're very handy in soap making, generally, chopping boards. Rarely things get chopped on them, but they get used for everything else. So pop them on a chopping board and then they're ready. Now, the only other things you need to do now that you've got your oils and wax melting, is find some pink clay and measure that out for later and decide on what smell you're going to use. We've got rose geranium oil, which is the one that goes in the pink clay moisturiser. So we've got all that ready now. And I'm going to have a cup of tea. And then we're going to come back when this has melted. Okay, so now that all my oils have melted and I've had a cup of tea, all I have to do is take my pan off the heat and add the other bits and bobs. So the first thing you need to add is any powders. So that's clays and talcs and things like that. So if you're making the Solid Moisturiser Bar, you don't add any powders at the front, but the other ones you do. So just pop those in. So as you can see, with the pink clay, just a spoon suffices, and that's mixed in quite well. With the clay-tinted moisturiser, you will probably need to use a stick blender, a zizzy stick, as there's an awful lot of powders in that one, and they won't probably mix so well with just a spoon. Okay, so final step, we should pop in some smell. So all of the 4 moisturisers have some smell suggestions, but you can change that depending on what you want your skin to smell of when you moisturise it. But don't put in too much. There we go. So our rose geranium for this one. Ooh. And a gentle stir. Don't stir too much or it'll probably evaporate. We don't want that. There we go. So pop it in a jug or just pour it straight in, depending how bold you are. I'll go with the jug. There we go. Pour that into the mould. So. Okay, so with this recipe, I was correct. It does make 10 per batch. So we're just going to leave those to set and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so these have been in the freezer. They've been allowed to set for a long time and then they've been in the freezer for a short amount of time. And now all we have to do is to give them a gentle push and then turn them out. So it really is that simple to make your own moisturiser bars with really good, simple, natural ingredients that will make your skin really lovely. So all you need to do is know which is your favourite moisturiser. Most of you do already. And find that recipe on our website, download it, and then have a go at making it yourself. And then when people ask you how you have such lovely skin, then you can start giving them as gifts to those people or selling them. Before you do sell them, do drop me an email at sarah@sarahsopery.com, just so I can give you the latest information about how to sell cosmetics and skincare post-Brexit, because it does keep changing slightly. So just drop me an email and I can keep you more up to date than I could if I put it in a YouTube video. So that's it. So make your own moisturiser, have lovely skin, be natural, and look amazing.